Didn't even get to cross.
Hey guys, NoFearFrogadier here, and welcome back to another episode of Team Breakdown. So on this episode, I have a second go at VGC 2016. This time, I'm using a core of a Primal Kyogre, a Ludicolo, and a Mega Kangaskhan. Those are going to be the main guys in this team that I use. That and Dragalge. You know what? Everybody on this team plays a pretty important part, so let's just go over it. Alright, so we'll start with Kyogre. Alrighty, so obviously Primordial Sea, so that way, well, we get Heavy Rain as soon as we start the battle, or as soon as he switches in, rather. Excuse me. We gave him Origin Pulse, because it's basically like an OP version of Surf. Ice Beam, because it just felt necessary. Toxic, because nobody would expect Toxic on a Primal Kyogre. Nobody. That move slot could be taken up by something like Thunder, or I don't know, really just anything other than Toxic. Nobody would expect it, but it's going to help a lot with chip damage. And then we gave him Scald, so that way he has a chance at burning the opponent, and it also does decent damage. Alright, we also, for his stats, we gave him physically defensive, so maxed out his speed. We want to make sure that he's able to get some hits in. Maxed out his special attack. He already has a really overpowered special attack stat for this tier, so that'll just help out. You know, it's gonna be good. That way we can get some good damage with him. For a nickname, we'll call him Sea Beast. Sea Beast. Alright, Sea Beast. Alright, moving on, we have Xerneas. So, of course, I did the basic bitch thing and gave him a power herb, so that way he can Geomancy first turn. Fairy Aura, when this Pokemon is active, a fairy move used by any Pokemon has 1.33 times power. That's actually really dangerous, and I might have to change some things up because of that. Because I did test this team out already, and when doing so, I had a couple people just start dazzling gleaming me, and they were able to take out my Xerneas with one Moonblast, and that's not good for me. So I gave him Geomancy, obviously, so that way I can raise my special attack, special defense, and speed by 2 points. Moonblast, because it's a really good fairy type move. I might change it up with Dazzling Gleam. Moonblast, I believe, has 95 power. So that's 15 more power than Dazzling Gleam. But Dazzling Gleam hits both adjacent foes, and it'll already be good anyway because I have Fairy Aura and I'll be using Geomancy first turn either way. I don't know, let's call for a pro. Alexis! Moonblast or Dazzling Gleam on my Xerneas? Right now I have Moonblast, but Dazzling Gleam hits both people. There is a pretty noticeable difference in power, though. But Geomancy raises my special attack by 2 points.
What's Dazzling Gleam's power?
Dazzling Gleam's power is 80.
I thought so, and then Moonblast is 95?
95, yeah.
I'd say Dazzling Gleam because you can hit both guys.
Alright, the pro says go with Dazzling Gleam. I will be releasing a highlight video of this team, but in the highlight video, Xerneas will still have Moonblast because I'm just going to use the test runs that I did yesterday because I had some really, really, really good matches that I would love to show you guys, and I think you'll enjoy. So then we gave him Thunder because Thunder cannot miss in rain. And I feel like I'll probably be going up against a decent amount of Kyogres. Water types also because they'll be boosted with the heavy rain. So I thought that would be decent. I also gave him Protect, so that way if my opponent has either a Smeargle or a Mega Kangaskhan, they're probably going to try and either put me to sleep with Dark Void, or if they have their Mega Kangaskhan, they're probably going to try to flinch me. So depending on who I send out alongside Xerneas, I'll know who they're going to try to flinch, or have a relatively decent idea. So if I think that they're going to try and flinch my Xerneas because I send out Cresselia or something, and they're probably just going to taunt me, right? So if I send out Xerneas with Cresselia, then I'm going to want to protect Xerneas first turn, so that way their flinch move does not work, or I stay alive, or awake, I mean. Alright, so moving on to stats, we have max special attack. Even when it's like maxed out with a modest nature, it still has a lower special attack stat than Primal Kyogre, which is fine because he also has Fairy Aura and he's going to be using Geomancy first turn. So that should counteract that. For speed, we maxed that out too. 151. That's pretty decent for this tier because, I mean, everybody on this tier is level 50, so it's not going to be too bad. So we, Smogon recommended a bulky special sweeper. I personally preferred a fast special sweeper. So that's what those are the stats I gave him. Alright, moving on, we have Ludicolo. Oh wait, we forgot to name Xerneas. We'll name it Bambi. Woo! Bambi! Let's go! Alright, Ludicolo. Alright, so we gave him leftovers. Alright, so basically, before I even start really going into the details, Ludicolo on my team is meant for two major purposes, and that is chip damage and stalling. So, by giving him leftovers and the ability Rain Dish, as long as he's out with Sea Beast, my Primal Kyogre, he will be gaining 1/8 of his max HP back every turn, because he gets 1/16 from leftovers and 1/16 from Rain Dish. Alright, so we also, a big part of that is also Leech Seed. So, if I Leech Seed both opponents, I'm getting a pretty decent amount of HP back from both of them each turn. So, we gave him Protect, so that way once I get my Leech Seeds on everybody, I'll just be able to Protect, get the Leech Seed from both of them if I start to get my HP low, and then easily just come back and, you know, have a lot of HP left, because I'll get 1/8 from the item and ability, and then from Leech Seed I'll probably get, I don't know, maybe 5% from each of my opponents. So I usually get a pretty decent amount of HP back. So while my HP is draining, I'm using Scald and Giga Drain, both stab moves. Scald helps with the chip damage because it has a possibility of burning the opponent. Also because it is a stab move and it's pretty powerful. So, oh, also, another really good thing about the burn is that I'm not sure, I can't remember the exact percentage, but I know it definitely dampens your opponent's attack stat, their physical attack. So if you burn their physical attacker, they're not going to be able to get nearly as much damage out of an attack. So that's always good. And then Giga Drain, just because, you know, if I'm going against another Kyogre or something, I want to be able to Giga Drain that, get some more of my health back even, and it'll just help out a lot. So, stats we gave him, they wanted him to be physically defensive, and that is what we did. We just went along with Smogon's analysis this time. We gave it max defense and max HP, which is perfect, because that just means that I'll be able to last even longer. Alright, moving on, we have Cresselia. So, my Cresselia is quite a bit different than anybody else's, and I don't really use it that much, to be honest, because it's not as good as I thought it would be. But, I don't know, it has come in handy in a few battles, and I'm sure you'll see that when I put up the highlight video. So, I gave it Reflect and Light Screen mainly, because with those two moves, I'll be able to lessen the amount of physical and special damage that I take from my opponents. I gave it Attract because some Pokemon are forced to be a male nature, such as Thundurus and like his trio and stuff like that, and a few other Pokemon. So, because Cresselia is forced to be female, it makes it better, I guess, because I'll be able to hopefully attract my opponents and make it so they are infatuated. That's the word I was looking for. I really don't like this update that Pokemon Showdown did, by the way. I used to be able to just click on a move and it would take me right to that description. It doesn't do that anymore. Like, what the hell? Why? That is just the stupidest possible accidental shout out to that guy. That is just, in my opinion, the stupidest update ever. Why? Like, everything else about it I love, but that update I just can't. Anyway, so I also gave him Lunar Dance because Lunar Dance feints me, but my replacement comes back in fully healed with PP and everything. So basically, if one of my other Pokemon, say my Mega Kangaskhan, is not feeling too good, I might switch him out, switch Cresselia in, and hit a Lunar Dance. Don't have Cresselia anymore, but I don't really need Cresselia. And then my other Pokemon comes back fully healed. So that's perfect. Alright, so, stats. I might change this up a little bit, actually. In fact, I am going to. I'm going to not give it max HP, because it already has good HP. Instead, I'm going to max out its speed. And for special defense, I'm also going to, not put the minus. That was an accident. I'm just going to put the plus stat in speed, and I guess the minus stat in attack, because we don't really use attack at all with this Pokemon. So now that he's 150, it might actually work, because as you'll see in a couple of the battles, I did try to use Attract on a Tornadus at one point, but every time I would try to do that, it would taunt me. So then I was left struggling. And that's always, always wonderful. Alright, so I really don't use my Cresselia. We'll call her, I don't know, Hotline Bling. Alright, we'll call her Hotline Bling. Let's go. Oh yeah, we forgot to name Ludicolo. We'll call him, Ludicrous. Because that is pretty funny. Ludicrous. And gender, male, I guess. Whatever. Alright, Kangaskhan. Alright. So, this is honestly extremely basic. Everybody uses Mega Kangaskhan in this tier. But here's mine. Obviously, Mega Kangaskhan needs Kangaskhanite. And obviously, the ability is going to be Parental Bond. Because why would I want any of these other abilities when I can hit twice? Duh. Alright, so, of course, we gave him Fake Out. Fake Out is absolutely necessary on a Mega Kangaskhan. It always hits first, it flinches the opponent, and because it's Mega Kangaskhan, it'll hit twice. So that's great. Love it, it's necessary. Earthquake. I'm probably going to change up, actually, because, for some reason, Earthquake does not hit twice. Am I the only person that happens with? Like, what's going on? I thought it used to hit twice, because I'm pretty sure I remember blasting some Earthquakes, double Earthquakes, and, like, yeah, the second one was always weaker, but I don't know. I don't understand why it's not hitting twice, so I'm probably going to change it into something that will hit twice and will be decent. Power-Up Punch. Power-Up Punch raises my attack stat by 1 point. It only has a power of 40, but that's perfectly acceptable because not only is it going to hit twice, which means that I'm going to get a double stat boost, so not only will I raise my attack once, but I'll raise my attack twice. So it makes it completely worth it, and instead of the second attack being weaker than the first one, because that's how Mega Kangaskhan's ability works, the second attack will almost always, with Power-Up Punch, be the same as the first attack, because of course he raised his attack stat. So that's always good. Return is just OP. It's ridiculous, especially after hitting a power-up punch and having 2 times attack stat, and then you hit your opponent with a double return. Oh my god, it's ridiculous. It's so good. Alright, so I'm actually going to get rid of Earthquake, and I think if I can learn Fire Punch, yes I can, I'm going to give it Fire Punch. Because, as you will see in my in my highlights video, oftentimes I get stuck on a Pokemon such as Aegislash, which eventually I can get with that Earthquake, but I'm still hitting my guy too, and I don't like that. There was even this one match where I had way more skill than the opponent, but because they had a Shedinja on their team, and I had no moves that were super effective against Shedinja, it was ridiculous. It was able to just take out all 4 of my Pokemon that were in use, and that was completely unnecessary. Like, I was gonna 6-0 him, flawless victory. He sends out Shedinja, I have no counter for it. I lose. I could have just quit. I finished out the battle anyway, hoping he would, like, struggle out or something. No, he won. Good for him. Whatever. Good game. It was cheap. It was a crappy win. So, I hope he didn't hype himself up about it, but it was still alright, I guess. Alright, so yeah, I switched that out for Fire Punch. Alright, so, Fast Physical Sweeper, we just went along with that because really there's no other purpose for any of that stuff. I guess we'll just keep it at Fast Physical Sweeper. Alright, so now moving on to my pride and joy of this team. Oh wait, first we have to name Kangaskhan. We will name her... Shit, I don't know. What should I name Kangaskhan? Alexis! What should I name Kangaskhan?
Mama Tracy.
Mama Tracy. Alright, Mama Tracy. Alrighty, here we go. Moving on to my pride and joy. My Assault Vest Dragalge. Now, this Pokemon was, oh man, so handy in all of these battles. And I'll tell you why. Because Xerneas is on almost everybody's team. In this tier, almost everybody has a core of Primal Groudon, of Xerneas, and of Mega Kangaskhan. So, in order to counter that Xerneas, I have a Dragalge with Assault Vest, so that way it'll be able to take a hit first. Adaptability, so that way the stab boost is 2 instead of 1.5. And Sludge Bomb, because it has 85 power. No, it doesn't have 85 power. I was looking at Dragon Pulse, because this stupid update always does that. It has 90 power and a 30% chance to poison the target. So, usually, because of the ability Adaptability, I will almost always one-hit KO a Xerneas with this Dragalge. And that's just how it goes. I have Dragon Pulse for also stab boost, and because it's just a good move. Thunder, again, because it cannot miss in rain. And Scald, because, honestly, I have Scald on this guy because, I forget what move I was using. Oh, I was using Venoshock in replace. But I chose to change it to Scald because I got frozen and couldn't thaw out for like 4 turns, and it was bullshit, and I lost because of it. So now I use Scald because Scald will help me unthaw, has a chance at burning my opponents, and yeah, it's just a good move. I like it. And if I am using it while Sea Beast is out, it's boosted because of Heavy Rain. So, what should we call Dragalge? We will call him... I don't know. Shoot. What should I name? I don't know. We'll name him Apocalypse.
Kelp Shake.
Kelp Shake, that's better. Woo! Word from the wise. Naming him Kelp Shake. Because he'll shake him up. Ooh, I'm going to put that in parentheses, actually. Help shake 'em up. Alright, guys. So, stats. Almost forgot. For the stats, we really did some fucking weird-ass shit with his stats. We made him a modest nature, which is good, because that means that he's going to have his special attack boosted. His physical attack doesn't matter at all, because he's not a physical attacker. His speed doesn't really matter. He's kind of slow, but that's perfectly fine for someone running a Trick Room Cresselia. He's got special defense. We gave him 180 points in special defense, because he also has an assault vest. So you gotta think, he doesn't really need too much more special defense. So we put those extra points in HP, because why not? Fuck it. Let's go. Alright, guys, so that is my second attempt at VGC. We'll name this team, I don't know, we'll name the team Apocalypse. VGC Apocalypse, actually. No, Apocalypse 2016. There we go. Official name, Apocalypse 2016. Guys, that's my second attempt at VGC. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to go watch somebody who actually does VGC, like professionally, and is way better at VGC than I could ever hope to be, go check out Jade Johnny. He's amazing. I'll put a link in the description. Also, go check out Pure NCF if you haven't already. He's also an amazing YouTuber. He's been putting out a lot of really great content lately, and he's just amazing. Both those guys are my partners. Love them. They're awesome. Their content is, like, grade A. Sorry for the noise in the background on this video. Laundry's going on and stuff. But, here you go. This is my team. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out those channels. Don't forget to subscribe.